I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Ren and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Yay, casual clothes! Ren and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Fun little fact here that I can point out from the get-go. Mion's outfit is actually a bit different from how it looked in the original game, and I'm going to show you how it looked in the original game. Because it's a pretty interesting thing that they decided to not show it. If you look at the original sprites, she has a gun. Yeah, she is just walking around with a gun. But they changed that. Probably because of story reasons that I won't get into. But yeah, so that's Mion's casual outfit, and this is Rena's famous dress, which looks really warm, to be honest, with that neck thing going up there. Oh well. Kei-chan, you're late. Sorry. The show I was watching last night was really interesting, blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late. Oh no, that's also Mion. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Mi-chan, you just got here yourself. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. When I was carrying a heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rena really did make a picnic. Kei-chan, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright, I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility? For what? As we both turned around slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Rena we were talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess? When Rena was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Kei-chicken is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Hee-ho! Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe that the only thing in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. Won't forgive you if you make Rena sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Are men known to eat more? I didn't know that. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk, bathed in gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies, after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. Sorry, I got lost in the music. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh, you would be, Maibara-kun, I believe. My two companions exchanged greetings with everyone we ran across. All of these passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. It's a bit sad to say, everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, we automatically assume it's that Maibara fella who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the village labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was old man Takiso from the Makino bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next we met the girl's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we passed by, and even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rena exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? Ah, you're Keiichi Maibara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately you switched up to wearing boxers, didn't you? That's enough. But boxers? Enough of that. Apparently there is absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. You already said that. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That Kei-chan is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought of brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke after all. We passed another person. Of course we were called out to again the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along. This lady here is Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my, Maibara-kun, how wonderful for you having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good. As I looked back over to Ren and Mion, they gave me a wink. So now then, about time to have lunch, maybe? Ren's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do what I can, but it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan, leave it to this old man. Mina's never seemed as reliable as she does right now. It's interesting, I wanna talk about this for a bit. I'm gonna go a bit off topic of the game here. Mion refers to herself a lot as an old man and a geezer. And I don't know if it's lost in translation perhaps, and she uses some sort of a non-gendered term in Japanese, or not, because I know that you will often have characters refer to girls being like an old man when they're like perverted and stuff. But like in general, Mion calls herself an old man and a geezer. Is it geezer or geezer? I don't know actually. Like, I wonder if that's just because that's just something lost in localization, or if it's what she is actually saying. And if so, I just want to say, can we start a Mion is a trans man headcanon from here on? Thank you. Let's continue. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Rena, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Yes. Good idea, I agree. Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Nodded her hand, of course. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, A shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is the Furuta Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Higurashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes, and there! Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know? Oh shit! It's Rika and Satoko! Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was a secret plan. To power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rena. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? The temple is public grounds, it's not yours. Keiichi is right. Oh, that was Keiichi? Okay. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko. Hold on 1 second. Where is my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None, I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that! Rika! Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt out the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate, one for me-chan and Rika-chan too. Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right. Okay, shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Rena said as she opened up a thermos. Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger! Using your elbows against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking her with full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in her proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Ah, the last meatball! Satoko Hojo has been bested. Nom. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Yeah, it's just oichi! And that's it, isn't it? That's all you hear in anime. Is it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then the people were busy even while eating and didn't have time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed low as she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. Rena-chan struck Rena directly with praise. Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. Why was that such a hard sentence? She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Ow? Ow? After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Ow? Rika-chan, I'm gonna take you home! No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious. Rena flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special! 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. I don't know Oh yeah, no, I know what an apple rabbit is. They're super cute. Apple rabbits are awesome. They're like you cut an apple into slices, and then like you cut into it just very carefully, and you remove part of it to make it look like the skin is like 2 rabbit ears poking out of the apples. Like the apples. What's it called? Is it called like because in Sweden we just use the word for flesh for like fruit and stuff as well. So like the flesh of the apple is the body of the rabbit. It's super cute. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rena-san? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Your weak vocab. Well then, allow me to show you. After Satoko flashed me and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey, so Rena Oneshan's lunch. Satoko thought it was yummy too. Satoko looked up at her poutedly while talking cutesy. What? How was that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rena limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena. Ah, of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rena glumped Satoko and began rubbing her sheep against her. Sheep? You said sheep? Cute! Satoko is so cute, take you home! Ah. Swish, stab, push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at me, and again with that defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair, to think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rena-san with some praise? Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mian. What kind of trick is it? Keiichi-san is going to be the one who does it. What? Oh, why don't I have you show me then? Why don't I have you show me then? The writhing of an old maid. The writhing of an old maid. Writhing. Writhing? Writhing? I don't know. I'm like 8. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking, very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right?
No. Actually, most of it, almost all of it, was frozen stuff.
Then which ones did you make fresh?
Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say, must I?
From the same Geo Boy Plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know. This one, right? Rena turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, "I can't believe it," practically written on her face.
How can you tell? How, that I made it?
Of course, Mian had told me beforehand. It had been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a bit. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rena, face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course, I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's handmade apple rabbits or something. Even if it was all because I was competing against Satoko, I felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then at that moment, it was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits.
Please eat some, Keiichi-kun. There's plenty for you.
Rock. Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay, say.
Oh, okay. Say, Keiichi-kun.
My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. I want some apples. Looks like we win. Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is a complete victory, isn't it?
I can't believe it! Such trickery! It doesn't bother me at all.
Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. And I'll see you on the next episode.